right,
Well,
you wanna hammer us in?
all the highway committee in the order. Wayne couldn't be here.
You'll get extra, Brittany.
So, I'll fill in, I share it. Tim Clifton, I don't think he's gonna be here either, is he? Larry, Sandy, and Ricky's here, and myself, so we got a quorum. We ain't got but one thing on the agenda unless somebody wants to bring up something, but we want to say a prayer first. David?
Sure. Father, we thank you for this opportunity today to do the business of our county. We thank you for our highway department and this highway committee, God, and all the work they do to keep our roads safe. And I just pray you would guide us, direct us tonight, give us your wisdom, we pray in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first item, and the only item on the agenda is consider naming a bridge in honor of Johnny R. Thompson.
Yes, I've got the information on that. This is the bridge on Buffalo Road, the intersection of Flatwoods and South Park Grove Road. Mr. Thompson's son-in-law contacted me, and here's some information if anybody needs to see it. He's wrote up asking why he would like for that to be done.
Where's that at?
Buffalo Road and Flatwoods Road, it's on, before you get to the crossroads.
Flat Rose Church of Christ,
Yes.
it's right straight behind
Yes.
all of these buildings.
Okay. Well,
It's on the state route part,
Yes, yes.
state tax there,
do I hear a motion?
I would make the motion that we name this bridge after Mr. Thompson.
A motion on the floor, do I hear a second?
Yeah, I'll say.
Seriously, you do anything, doesn't that go to the state? State route?
Yeah, it'll have to go.
You'll have to,
State will have to take care of that.
All you gotta do is get touch with Clay Dogger or somebody and they'll take care of it from there.
Okay.
all in favor?
Let me, before you vote, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a hard time on naming bridges for people wanting to recognize a relative that's never done anything for the county. I'm gonna give you an example. When I was in Marshall County, the commission over there got to naming every darn tiling, every bridge and everything in that county over there. And there was a lady came to the commissioners, got them to name a bridge for her son, and her reasoning was so his kids would have something decent to remember, because the boy was nothing more than a dopehead and a thief. And the commission voted and named that, and I don't know this man from Adams off Ox. But now, they was one of the farmers that I worked with told me afterwards, he said, I caught the boy 6 times on my place trying to steal stuff. And he says, I know he stole a bunch of stuff off of my place. And he said, then every time when I go to Lewisburg, He said, I have to go across that damn bridge this thing for that thieving son of a bitch. Quoting it. Make sure you put in there, quoting it. And, you know.
That's SUM, yeah. So,
Where's the view from that?
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sorry. To me, before, that is an honor to name a bridge after somebody that's done something for their community or their area there. And I'm not gonna vote for it. I mean, I'm sorry. And I mean, this guy, I mean, they wrote up some good stuff, but, and yes, I remember him a little bit in the real estate business. But, you know, that's my opinion. It's just like other things. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not so good.
guarantee that sign over in Marsh County was the one shot the most.
Yeah, it had been shot a time or two before I left from over there, and I'm sure they had to replace it. I'm through, sir.
Okay, all right. All in favor? All opposed?
Yes, me?
Well, it passes. That's all we got unless somebody wants to bring up something that Paul knows about.
Mr. Crick, see,
Brian, you have anything? I would like to bring up one thing that I think we really need to put our lens on. We really need to look at addressing our easement for roads, or our right of way for roads. It's really showing in my district right now, hugely, where they're sticking, utility poles for new internet service. I can tell you specifically on Midway Road, if you pass 62 Midway Road heading north, you'll see a pole that is set way too close to the road, and it is on private property. If you look at it in legality, they have it in our easement, which is private property. The only thing that from my understanding of reading the law and looking through CPAS stuff, we only have the right to keep our roads up, drainage, ditches, stuff like that. Nothing to do with utilities. The people that I'm talking about are not going to complain as my parents, and they have no problem with someone putting a pole there to where people down the road can have the internet. But legally, they could. The same problem, not in my district, but a very good acquaintance of mine, over at the corner of Knott Road and Greenwood. I think that's Greenwood. There's two poles set right where he comes in and out of his property. The guy was nice and is moving the poles for him. But truthfully, Mr. Aaron could tell him that he gets his poles off there or he'll chop them down. Because there's no utility right away there. It's the wrong side of the road. It's in the road easement. If you read how ours is, the only thing we can do is upkeep the road. We really have no right to tell anybody what they can do. My deed says goes to the center of the road unless there's utility right away, and there's not. We better do something with that. There's only so many lines they can hang on poles. Loretta Telecom's doing it underground, and that could be really stickier if you're going across the driveway. Just thought something we need on our radar, fellas, because Ryan's had it banging on his because what went on in the south end of the county, it's going to the north end of the county too. We better get a little proactive on that if we're gonna keep it. No, nothing that I think we can do today. I just want to bring it up again. That needs to be in our mind because it's something happening now.
Last couple of years, the reason I brought it up to try to get something done is because we dealt with it so much in the south end, and now we've got
Everywhere.
5, 6, maybe more crews.
Loretta Telecom's in
You know,
there.
they want
so
to maintain their business, and they're gonna, it's the Wild West, they're gonna do what they want to do, nobody's telling them they can't. We actually don't have not one broke leg to stand on.
what do you see in other counties?
Most counties
They
have
buy
a right-of-way utility. A lot of them even charge, anywhere from $100 to $500 for a permit. You know, the problem you get into, I told Philip about, I've been into it with them up on Buffalo about getting a pole moved I deemed it as safety at the time. I still don't like where the other ones are, but, you know, it was within 2 foot of the road at that speed, you know, it's just, they're just doing whatever they want. Well,
What I'm talking about is leaving, they didn't even drive it straight.
well, we got some on Oaks that's in the edge of the tar and gravel. Well, they said, well, Fuzzy's fence is right up there, and that's true, it is against the road, you know. But it's just an issue, guys.
It's Wild West.
It's, this ain't good. That's the reason I wanted to get ahead of it before now. I knew this was coming, we could see it on the wall. Of course, I think, end of 26, maybe all the copper will be phased out by AT&T, and, is their goal. So all these companies are reaching out trying to get this business, you know, and it's just whoever wants to invest. I think I know 5 or 6 different ones.
I know two right there at,
Spectrum, the Charter.
two right there at Knott Road, there's 2 of them, crossroads from each other.
You know,
Well, Point's been around, and then you got Loretta Telecom's doing something mainly underground there. And then Max, I think it's Max Watt. They've
they
got
go one Max, one of them, yeah.
their main substations at Interval, that fire department.
Loretta Tell sold out again.
That was the time
I
they
don't know
sold
who
it.
that, who is?
I don't remember.
United Communications.
United?
United.
Yeah, we met with them.
Said, I sure didn't wanna take y'all's meeting up with that, fellas, we
This goes back
we
to
better get on it. We
the water line
on Newton Road.
on
Yeah.
Posey Circle,
Oh,
water
yeah.
line on Newton Road, the water lines that we pay our county money to help put in, this covers a whole big broad area.
So what do you say we need to do then? I mean, how do we fix this?
Well, you gotta have a dog at a fight to start with. You gotta get your lawyers, gotta be in, and he's gotta be willing to go with it, cause you're gonna have to put some heat on it, get their attention. I think there ought to be a permit, I think we ought to have to pay for it. The permit gives you a scope of the work area they're gonna be in, and gives you, instead of running around here looking for them, you know where they're supposed to be.
So you're saying the utilities should pay the landlord?
Well, no, behind the ditch ain't ours. That landowner can stop it.
I
They're gonna
understand.
if they're gonna be on our side of the ditch, or in the ditch, we ought to have control of it, and when it's done, we ought to be able to hold their feet to the fire, to keep it cleaned up, and make the ditches where they'll drain, and the tiles, and make them fix it back.
Let's,
You know.
let's get a permit.
Make sure it's deep enough and all that.
You know, I brought it in here, there's several examples, and we even went through them and kind of pieced them together, kind of the way we thought it should be, you know, but now, it's got to get, the ball's got to roll, get something started. And again, legally, you're going to dig in on it and get it figured out, because that's one thing I ain't as an attorney. But
That's me too, but I tell you from reading it, it says the only thing we're entitled to do is keeping the road.
CTS lawyer says the road superintendent does not have the authority to tell who and who cannot use a public right of way unless deemed through a resolution by the county commission. I don't need more jobs. I don't need to be chasing these people around. Let's let them fill out a permit, come right here before the utility committee, and y'all get to say so on it. Where you gonna
Make that
work?
happen, Pete.
Why you want one man to tell somebody no because he don't like it? That's what we're trying, that's the law not to let happen.
Right.
So don't be throwing it on me because I don't want it. I get to say no plenty, but if a man's water line on Posey Circle, I think the man ought to have water. But if y'all left it to me and I told him no, I'd kill it.
Yeah.
And I ain't into that anyway, but some of this other, well, yeah, I would probably say no.
David's gonna look
We'll
into it.
review that, and I'll talk to Ryan too, and, we'll review that and just see, kind of look and see what some other counties have done too. I know Murray County went around buying up some right away.
They bought all of it, right?
Yeah, and,
Murray County did?
yeah, they bought it
Oh,
all.
she talked about it.
Oh, it'd be.
We got more roads than they do too.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, they do, they first people crossing there.
I think that's what it came, yeah.
It's a big issue.
There's other ways to
It's
solve
not
that.
common for counties to own all their right of ways, you know, that's not a common thing, but the part that is ours, or that we have the right to take care of, we need to be taking care of that too.
We'll get something going on.
Come up with some
Now,
recommendations.
when it steps off on private property, that homeowner has every right to say no. I think by law, 1,000% they do. But there again, it just pushes them right back on the bus. Yeah. So it's a pretty, it's double-edged. that
We
issue.
definitely need to have it where they fix our ditches back and all that.
Yeah, so it don't, I mean, for years, you know, the water lines that the county's paid to put in, and a lot of them just got signed off on, it was good to go, and then the highway department has to go back and fix it. But that following up at the back end is just as important as the beginning of it, you know?
Low tide form.
Yeah. Cause you gotta make the people that dug the yard up and everything, that most of them never is happy. You know?
It's hard to do, even if you,
Well, it's different.
even if you put sod back down, it's hard to make them happy.
All right. You make anything else?
Yeah, I got one other thing.
Oh, boy.
I hope it's as interesting as the last one.
It can be. Y'all all need to go up to the highway department up there and look at our, where we put our limbs and trimmings and everything, because it's about full.
Where?
Up at the highway department up there where he puts all the, when he has to trim trees up and all that kind of stuff. Used to be a great big holler right there now, and
That's a holler.
it ain't no holler no more. And we're gonna have to come up with a place to put all this, or buy a darn chipper and grind all that stuff, and that's an
You can't take
expensive.
it out the Wildcat?
I don't know that they
Yeah,
would,
they run us off.
I don't know that
They
they
run
would.
us off out there pretty quick.
Y'all don't have any idea. You need to go out there and look and just see how much is out there and how little room there is. That was a great old big holler at one time, and it ain't much of a holler
Brush
now.
is a problem.
You got a fire protection right there, why don't we go max it?
No?
Well, being inside the city, I don't know that way let's go. We do burn, Mark's always let us burn, you know, and Darren Long, you know, we burn in
They
ditches.
got burn containers that you can use.
Well, the problem is the amount we're trying to burn a week, you know, it's pretty, like, we go back to work next week, we start cutting, look at that 30, 50 load, dump truck load a week, you know. And all that's gotta go somewhere, we're making a mess, we gotta clean it up.
Yeah.
You know. And this is the only place we can go. Used to that Wildcat Ridge when we burned, wasn't there the issue. Some county, that county keep up with it. You know, we create a big mess, and then any storm, you know, 19th, 18th, 19th, we had 24 hours of trees, and all of them's gotta be cleaned up, picked up. All that's gotta go somewhere. Well, right there's the only spot I can go.
Right.
And it's gonna be an issue, because we're gonna run out of room. Rescue squad, they want their holler filled in, but they don't want that brush up there, because that's always gonna sell. You know, we're trying to keep it down. You know, what's our usable ground, we're trying to make good on it, using our waste. The other part of it's what we haul in, ditch dirt, changing tiles and all of this. It's all gotta go somewhere. Years ago, you could go down any road and somebody'd say, hey, I'll take some of that, you know, it don't have to, but you know, nobody wants to mess with it, they don't have the means to mess with it. It's gotta go somewhere.
And it's full of litter.
It's full of everything you think of.
What about a big chipper? What kind of money are you talking about?
Probably $1 million.
Yeah, that's,
I think the last one we crossed was almost $1 million.
Well, I'm just guessing, I don't know what we're gonna cost, I'm just, you know, when you Y'all
but you
know
got
the maintenance of it.
somebody
Y'all
running
know
to
what
keep it
Rutherford
up.
County did, right? Rutherford County, how they handled theirs?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Have you?
They mulch it and give it away.
Yeah.
But they got a lot of money.
Yeah, they used to get it from me too when I was up that way.
Well, that's,
You know where it
that's
come
the
from.
reason they opened up Wildcat Ridge was because they couldn't,
Yeah.
they couldn't afford the chipper.
Yep.
You know, you need to sell it instead of giving it.
That's what I'm saying, why wouldn't you sell it?
What about an outside company? That has chippers, that's their business, negotiate a contract with them to deal with this one-time situation. Well, we used to have that at Belleville, now you get them to chip it, and we just gave you the wood, because,
It went away. We all bunched up over there.
yeah, it went away, and it got where they wanted to charge us to chip it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I think of Aspen is a company that comes to my mind. Yeah. And they're always trying to negotiate, because I knew some of the managers at Aspen in Washington State. And these guys, anywhere that they could make a penny, they would go after. Yeah. And that was one of the biggest things, when counties would cut trees down and everything, they had the same problem, they didn't know where to go with it. So Aspen would come there with their trucks, just mow all this stuff down, and then the Ashland took what was left, and then they sold it and did something with it.
Barry, what do y'all do with what you cut for doing this?
We grind it, we have mulching machines, and we grind it on site, so whatever we're trimming in the right of way, we're trimming in
Blow it in the
the right of way,
right of way.
we grind it right there.
Right there, they blow it in.
Well, now those other, the other guys that pick it up, they have chippers and then they have trucks, but they're carrying it out Wildcat Ridge. If they get a load of brush on their knucklewood truck, they carry it out there, but then if they grind it in that chipper and load, it's like, usually like if you're in the north end, there ain't a Amish up there that won't take it back up out anywhere and dump it out. But, and a lot of people around the county will want chips, but those chips are really not good for anything right then, cause they're green. Now, if they got means to let them lay there for a year and kinda,
Mulch it up.
Turn it over and all.
yeah,
Like
then
piece
they
of
get
property
pretty sick.
south of, Leon, south, somewhere, of course, that's ideal, to get you some lot, which you could never get. But it does two things, it gives us a place to burn, create our own burn pit, and handle it. And then you gotta have instead of hauling your waste from St. Joe to here, it gives us a place to go. It gives us a way to get rid of it and manage it. And then, when you close out the property, the county can sell it. You might not ever sell it to build a house on, but somebody with cattle or something would be interested in it, when you close it out. But you get years and years out of it, especially if you had a rough spot that you could have your own burn pit.
It's gonna increase in value anyway.
Well, sure, you're gonna help it, because you always gotta haul stuff off, and it costs just as much to haul it this way as it does to haul new stuff that way. You know, so it's, we spend a lot of money in fuel coming to town with that money, just because nobody wants it. We gotta get rid of it, and just roll it back, give it back to the man that owns the property. That's a bad way to do it. You know, this is a serious issue that's coming, if the state ever enforces, it's done been talked about once or twice through the years. If I dump Barry some dirt, and Barry's neighbor don't like Barry, he calls the auditors and says, well, he's improving, the highway department's improving his property. Well, guess what? Guess who's gonna be in trouble?
Well, sorry, Robert.
Yeah.
Sam, so this one.
He wouldn't give me none, maybe because I couldn't get in there, maybe when we try to give everybody that wants something. But you gotta be able to get in and out without needing a bulldozer to pull it out, you know? Anybody wants it, we try to accommodate them, but, it's places you can't go with it now, you know? And say if Barry says, he take, well, if I can get into him, I'm gonna pour it on him. Where the neighbor, maybe I couldn't, you know? It saves us a ton of money if we can get rid of it right there on the job. But you ain't gonna get rid of brush nowhere on the job, nobody wants that. Unless you got a bad old maniac, I have run across. But it's rare.
Oh, old boy loves having a bonfire every weekend.
It's rare that you find them.
There used to be more of them around, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Denny had to step out, y'all, so, he asked me just to close the meeting. You guys are on the committee, you're certainly welcome to do that. What'd you do, tractors coming in?
Still waiting on me.
Move with your.
Just in time, sir.
Call for the vote.
There's,
I made the motion, I can't.
snuck right in the back, don't we? Only go.
All those in favor?
Aye. Didn't say motion, meeting's adjourned. There the boy. We'll make chairman out of you yet.